The story of Alfred Nobel and the birth of the Nobel Prize. In the early 19th century, Immanuel Nobel, a Swedish engineer and inventor, moved to St. Petersburg, Russia, in search of opportunity. A man of great curiosity and skill, he established a successful mechanical workshop that produced equipment for bridges, explosives, and even naval mines. His designs attracted the attention of Tsar Nicholas I, and during the Crimean War, 1853 to 1856, his company supplied underwater mines that helped defend Russian ports. When the war ended and military funding declined, Immanuel's business struggled. Around 1859, he returned to Sweden with his youngest son, Alfred Nobel, while his older sons Robert and Ludvig stayed behind in Russia to continue their engineering ventures. In Russia, Robert and Ludvig saw potential in the oil fields of Baku, modern-day Azerbaijan. By 1879, they founded the Branobel Company, the petroleum production company Nobel Brothers, Limited. Under Ludvig's technical leadership, Branobel became one of the world's most advanced oil enterprises. They introduced innovations such as oil pipelines, efficient storage tanks, and the world's first successful oil tanker, the Zoroaster, launched in 1878. The Nobel brothers' ingenuity transformed the oil industry across Europe and beyond. Meanwhile, Alfred Nobel returned to Sweden and devoted himself to chemistry. Fascinated by the power of nitroglycerin, he worked tirelessly to make it safer for use in construction. In 1867, he patented dynamite, which revolutionized industries from mining to infrastructure, but also became widely used in warfare. This dual legacy deeply troubled him. Wealthy yet thoughtful, Alfred spent his later years reflecting on how his inventions affected humanity. In 1888, a French newspaper mistakenly published his obituary, confusing him with his late brother Ludwig, under the headline, "The Merchant of Death is Dead." Reading how the world might remember him left Alfred profoundly shaken. Determined to be remembered for something better, he quietly drafted a will that would change history. When Alfred Nobel died in 1896, he left most of his fortune, about 30 million Swedish kronor, to establish a fund. The interest from this fund would be used every year to reward those who had conferred the greatest benefit to humankind in physics, chemistry, medicine, literature, and peace. The Nobel Foundation was formally established in 1900, and the first Nobel Prizes were awarded in 1901. Decades later, in 1969, the Nobel Memorial Prize in Economic Sciences was added, funded not by Nobel's estate, but by the Central Bank of Sweden in his honor. Today, more than a century later, the Nobel Prizes continue to celebrate the spirit of discovery, creativity, and compassion, values that Alfred Nobel hoped would define his true legacy. Us to explore, learn more, and create a brighter, more meaningful future. Subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much.
Đăng ký kênh nhé. Xin chân thành cảm ơn.